Blog Talk Radio.
Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics, and welcome to this week's Tigers edition on Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. I'm Taylor Phillips. Number to call to voice your opinion or to be a guest on or a co-host is 646-478-4837. Find me on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and Pinterest as Taylor Phillips. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page, and join my group, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at DT2Phillips. There's also a chat window on blogtalkradio.com on all my episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show for you to comment on with your opinions. Guidelines: if you have called in, stay on the line. If you hang up, redial the number and then stay on the line. Keep it clean. Treat the show with respect. If you don't know much about this or any Detroit sports, you can still just listen, and only I can change topics because I'm the head host of the show. Again, that number is 646-478-4837. 646-478-4837. Not a good week for the Tigers. Started out a three-game series against the Cleveland Indians at Progressive Field. Start with a 10-inning 5-4 loss. Michael Brantley hit the walk-off homer off of Al Albuquerque, who hung a curveball and paid for it. No margin for error in that situation. But in general, I blame Drew Smyly for the loss, although he got a no decision. Smyly struggled again, even worse, going 5 innings, giving up 7 hits and 3 earned runs, including a wild pitch in the first inning and 2 RBI singles to Nick Swisher and Jesus Aguilar in the 5th inning, walking 5 and striking out 6. 5 walks were his highest amount of the season. The Tigers really need to figure out what's wrong with Drew Smyly. One of the problems he's been having is his pitch command. There's got to be another problem Smyly is having that should be resolved. Offensively, Victor Martinez hit a solo home run to tie the game at 1 in the 2nd inning. Rajai Davis hit a game-tying 2-run double to knot it at 3 in the 7th, and then J.D. Martinez, who pinch hit for an icy 0-for-11 Andrew Romine, then blasted a home run to tie the game at 4 in the 9th inning. Phil Coke gave up the only one go-ahead run in the 7th inning, but was bailed out by J.D. Martinez's tying home run in the clutch, so I don't put too much blame on Coke, although I know you guys I hate him right now because he just wasn't quite ready to pitch in single innings when the game is on the line. That's the point. He needs to keep growing more confidence on the mound, or he might likely continue to be a major concern like he was early in the season. The rest of the bullpen did just fine there. Tuesday, 6-2 loss. Justin Verlander gave up the tying run in the first on a single by Lonnie Chisenhall, and then had another rough inning by giving up 4 more runs in the 2nd inning, 2 of them on singles and the other 2 on a double by Mike Aviles. His single rough innings are really getting to us and are hurting the team already. Torrey Hunter and Alex Avila each hit a solo home run, but that was it. There's nothing else to look at there. Wednesday, losers again, 11 to 10 in 13 innings. Max Scherzer gave up 7 runs in 7 innings and didn't deserve to win anyway. Also, Miguel Cabrera and manager Brad Ausmus both got ejected for arguing over a check swing strike by home plate umpire Tim Timmons, who should get fired and then beaten up in the head very badly because Timmons never asked for a check swing appeal requested by Cabrera. Same goes for a few other MLB umpires because they've done a poor job lately and have been suffering from bird brain flu or something like that. It was a slugfest the whole game, and the Tigers were went up 9-7 in the 8th with a 2-run double or something like that. But Joe Nathan blew his first save since the first game in LA against the Dodgers by giving up a game-tying 2-run home run by David Murphy and still got us to the 10th inning. Alex Avila hit a go-ahead solo homer to right. But Phil Coke gave up a game-tying Michael Brantley RBI single, and then with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Al Albuquerque intentionally walked a batter to load the bases and then balked in Asdrubal Cabrera for the winning run. The Tigers' offense finally showed us some stats, but it was almost everyone else's fault on the mound. The relief pitchers that did come through for the Tigers were Jabba Chamberlain and Ian Kroll. So the Indians completed a 3-game sweep at Progressive Field. Moving on from there, Thursday the Tigers returned home to take on the Texas Rangers and begin a 4-game set. First one was ugly. Rangers ended up winning that one 9-2. Tigers had a scoring chance in the first inning with runners on first and second and 1 out. But Victor Martinez struck out and they failed to score there. From there, starting pitcher Robbie Ray got demolished. Alex Rios opened the scoring with an RBI double in the second inning, and then Chris Jimenez made it 2-0 with a single. Next inning, Adrian Beltre hit a 2-run double to make it 4-0, and then Beltre scored on a reach by Mitch Moreland on an error, which was challenged by Osmus but upheld. Or rejected, or not rejected, but challenge failed. Things went from bad to worse in the 4th inning as Shin-Soo Choo blasted a 2-run homer, extending the Rangers' lead to 7-0. And to put the icing on the cake, one Michael Choice got himself a 2-run double, making it 9-0. The Tigers got their only 2 runs in the 6th inning on a Miguel Cabrera double and a Don Kelly single. Danny Worth pitched the 9th inning and gave up a leadoff single to Jimenez, but then struck out 2 and got the other to fly out to Don Kelly and left. He was throwing mostly knuckleballs. After the game, Robbie Ray was sent down to the AAA affiliate Toledo Mud Hens, and right-handed relief pitcher Corey Knebel was called up from the Hens. Friday, Tigers fought back with a 7-2 win. Anibal Sanchez took the mound and gave up 2 runs in the 2nd inning, but Austin Jackson hit a 2-run homer to tie it at 2. Before that home run, I thought it was going to be deja vu all over again, like it was in Thursday's game. I thought the Tigers were going, because Rajai Davis led off with a single and then got picked off, and the Tigers went quietly but not in order. But still in just 3 batters. The Tigers, I thought the Tigers were going to lose the exact same way they did from there until Jackson's homer. The Tigers took the lead on back-to-back doubles by Ian Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera in the 3rd. They got 2 more runs to extend the lead on another double by Kinsler and a ground ball fielder's choice by Torrey Hunter to make it 5-2. And in the 6th inning, Andrew Romine snapped his 0-for-22 slump with his first career homer run off the right field boundary pole, which is what it is technically. They call it the foul pole for some reason. But anyway, that home run by Romine made it 6-2. Got the Tigers' dugout buzzing like a storming beehive. Torrey Hunter capped off the scoring with another ground ball, which turned out to be an RBI ground out in the 7th inning, another RBI on another ground ball. Anibal Sanchez took the rest of his game just fine, going 7 innings of work, only giving up 5 hits and striking out 5 Ranger hitters, other than the 2 runs he gave up in the 2nd inning. That's it. Al Albuquerque only gave up a hit, and Ian Kroll was the only Tigers pitcher to issue a walk the only Tigers reliever to actually the only Tigers pitcher to issue a walk to lead off the ninth inning, which led off the ninth inning, but that was the only walk he would issue, as he only gave up a hit right after that. But thanks to pitching coach Jeff Jones but thanks to pitching coach Jones's mound visit, Kroll struck out Adrian Beltre to get back on track and got Alex Reyes to ground into an acrobatic 3-6-1 double play to end the game. Saturday, the Rangers routed the Tigers even worse than Thursday, taking it 12-2. Rick Porcello took the mound against Nick Martinez, and after 3 scoreless innings, Porcello got roughed up with 4 runs in the 4th, 1 more in the 5th, and 3 more in the 6th. Corey Knebel then came on to make his major league debut and finally gave up that 8th earned run charge to Porcello and 3 more in the 7th. Not a good way to make a debut there. As he left the game, Ausmus gave him the hook. Phil Koch went back to his own scoreless inning, throwing self again, going an inning and 2/3, and only giving up 1 hit and walking only 1 and striking out 2. That's very impressive. He's still in the midst of trying to rebuild his confidence. Not that I'm jumping on his bandwagon or anything. He'd been a concern early. Danny Worth made his 2nd trip to the mound and gave up 1 run on 3 hits, but still showed off that knuckleball, which the Rangers have started to scout more. Worth gave up a run in that 9th inning to put a little extra icing on the cake. The Tigers opened the scoring with a Rajai Davis RBI double in the 2nd inning, which scored Andrew Romine, who actually ended up with 2 hits. And they also capped off the scoring with an RBI single by Ian Kinsler in the bottom of the 9th. For Rick Porcello, he drops to 7-2, and his ERA rises to 3.88. He gave up a total of 12 hits, walked 2, and struck out 5. Not consistent at all. Even with a few strikeouts, it's not what you want to have as a starting pitcher. That was yesterday. This is today. Still the same. Rangers take this one 12-4. Justin Verlander took on Colby Lewis on the mound and had a 2nd straight rough outing, giving up 9 runs, 6 of them earned on 11 hits, walking 3 and striking out just 1 in just 5 1/3 innings. It's like pitching like a little leaguer or something. Now dropping to 5-4 on the year. 4 losses already, Justin. Come on. You're pitching like last year. The Rangers scored 5 runs in the 5th inning to seal it. This is a Rangers team that has a very dangerous offense that can torch even the best starting pitchers in the majors right now. It sounds like an excuse, because the starting pitching for the Tigers has become a concern. The Tigers got their only 4 runs on 2 RBI fielder's choice ground balls hit by Victor Martinez and Austin Jackson, and 2 RBI singles by Torrey Hunter and Andrew Romine, who also wound up with 2 more hits. So 5 hits in that 4-game series for Andrew Romine is pretty good. Getting back on track. Some injury updates, however. Miguel Cabrera left the game in the 7th inning with a right hamstring cramp, not a pull. It's just a cramp and will be listed as day-to-day. He won't be going on the 15-day disabled list at all. And Jabba Chamberlain also left the game in the 8th inning with a contusion, which is a bruise, in his right ankle. He's also day-to-day. My opinion column. particularly Justin Verlander's signal rough outings have been a concern as of late. A very bad concern, in fact. He gave up 5 runs in the 5th 2 Wednesdays ago in Baltimore. And then just last Tuesday, he gave up 5 more in the first 2 innings, 4 of them coming in the 2nd inning in Cleveland. And now he gives up 5 runs in the 5th today and 9 altogether earlier today against the Texas Rangers at home. That's part of the first topic I like to touch on here. The starting pitching had been more of a concern than the bullpen used to be as of late. Make that all the starting pitching rotation except for Anibal Sanchez. The rotation has been having trouble with their pitch command entirely, altogether, except for Sanchez. He's been doing great. And also serving up soft pitches in the strike zone to a lot of hitters, especially the Rangers hitters and the Indian hitters, especially the dangerous hitters who easily make them pay with big extra hits, such as multi-run home runs, like a 3-run homer or something like that. Also, some of the umpires still have done a poor job lately over the last 9 games until Thursday, and now they're doing, and they get much worse Wednesday. That they were asking for pink slips and to get the crap beaten out of them badly. Or maybe just getting pink slips. I didn't mean that. This beaten up stuff only comes with my anger. Although I wish they were. Because I know how arrogant they can be at times. Second topic, the Phil Koch situation. I know how all of you normally feel about him, but he's been doing better as of late. His velocity has come around like manager Brad Ausmus hoped it would at some point. He had averaged at 96 miles per hour on his fastball yesterday, for example. The only thing he hasn't done is show that to us when the game is on the line. All Ausmus has to do is just tell Phil Koch to stay with his confidence and stay with his correct velocity, and take it to the points where the games are on the line. Plus, Andrew Romine has got out of his slump with his home run, and then he got 4 hits the past 2 games. Totaling up to 5 hits this past series. His swings have been better, and he's also letting go of his mind while at the dish. That's the way to go. Next topic, I would like to add on some Prince Fielder news here. He's a Ranger. He's with the Texas Rangers, who acquired him in a trade for Ian Kinsler. The trade that Dombrowski made, and I think Dombrowski is a genius, statistically. But not personally. More statistically than personally, in our opinions. Fielder recently went out with a herniated disc and was ruled out for the rest of the season. Now, he was scheduled to travel with the Rangers team to Detroit and face his former teammates, the Tigers, in a 4-game series, which just was completed earlier today. And the way he felt about that and his injury, he reacted with his comment, "I don't give a F about the Detroit series. Prince, you used to be a loyal teammate to this franchise of yours, especially to your old friend and the best hitter in baseball in today's times, Miguel Cabrera. Now you react like that? Prince, have you lost all heart in friendships with your former teammates? What gives? Whatever your problems are, you're already setting us off. And you're ripping your dad Cecil's heart, too, apart. Cecil Fielder used to be my idol back in the 90s when I was a kid, and I thought in today's world you were going to be as good as he was, as great as he was. Not that we're saying we hate you, but you've been struggling lately in the past 3 seasons now, and you've had too many other problems personally, including your divorce. We just can't deal with you any longer. That's why Dombrowski made this trade, sending you to Texas for Ian Kinsler, who has been red hot as of late and has been gelling this whole season. You might, Prince Fielder, you might as well give up playing baseball for the rest of your life. One final topic I'd like to get here. I keep hearing from a lot of other Tigers fans outside my Facebook profile and pages and groups and Twitter handle that the team's zubas have cursed the team since their flight delay in Boston a week ago. Now, during their flight delay, the Tigers have decided to bust out their zubas, which is okay, which were first introduced at home the week before. The Tigers have been in a funk since their flight delay, which got them too tired. Well, let me hit you people with some knowledge, with some real knowledge. The zubas have nothing to do with their slump they're in right now, or their flight delay, or anything else. They're just clothing. If anyone thinks the zubas are causing this slump, they are delusional, stupid, and wrong, and need tons of psychiatric help. Those zubas that the team wears are supposed to represent the team and support it. You percentage of fans hate it only because of their recent slump they've been in since their flight delay with the zubas being involved. You call all this a curse because of that. Here's what I think. You are all mentally sensitive and so delusional that you people aren't even fans, and you all aren't even real people either. I don't need to hear that BS ever again.
I want you here. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bother me.
Get your heads out of the gutters and back into ordinary reality. And grow up already and start showing more support for your Tigers team without having those paranoid delusions. Snap out of it! Also, quit blaming it on the Red Sox and Fenway Park already. That's another paranoid delusion you fans are having, and it's stupid, and I'm sick of hearing that too.
I want you here. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bother me.
You say all those kinds of things because you're too frustrated with this slump. Man up and get serious. Right now, I don't know why anyone is still a Tigers fan for two reasons. Their slump, number one, their slump is horrible, and number two, the fans keep saying the Zubas and the Red Sox are causing all this, which is a bunch of bull crap. End of rant. 7 minutes left on the show. 646-478-4837 is the number to call. Again, that's 646-478-4837. I'm Taylor Phillips. This is the Tigers edition of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. I hope you're all at least trying to enjoy it despite all of this. Week ahead, Tigers go out west to take on the Athletics and the Mariners. First off, the 4-game series at Oakland, starting tomorrow at 4:05, a special time on Memorial Day, as Drew Smiley will take on Tommy Malone. Then Tuesday at 10:05, Max Scherzer duels against Sonny Gray in a pitcher's duel. Sonny Gray dueled with Justin Verlander twice in last year's American League Division Series, where the Tigers won in 5 games. Wednesday at 10:05, Anibal Sanchez will try to keep his hot streak going as he squares off with Scott Kazmir. And then Thursday at 3:35, Rick Porcello will try to rebound from his beating when he faces Jesse Chavez. The AL West leading Athletics offense is extremely dangerous and could give the Tigers' starting pitching rotation even more fits as the month of May winds down. I predict the Athletics take 3 out of 4 the way the starting pitching has been getting so beaten up lately. Then they go to Seattle and take on the Mariners. Friday at 10:10, Saturday at 10:10, and Sunday at 4:10. We'll have to look at the starting pitching matchups later on this week. The Mariners are another team that can give the Tigers fits at Safeco Field. I predict the Mariners sweep the Tigers unless the Tigers can get out of their slump permanently and immediately and start fighting back and start socking the Mariners. The Tigers used to be road warriors until that slump. Come on. Get more rest if you need to. Tigers are still in first place in the American League Central Division. Both the Twins and Royals lost today, so the Tigers are 5.5 ahead. 5.5 games ahead. Other Detroit sports updates. The Pistons recently interviewed former Vice President of Basketball Operations for the then Vancouver Grizzlies, Stu Jackson, for their general manager position. For the Pistons general manager position. Not much history about him, as far as I can read yesterday's article. What are your thoughts? 646-478-4837. And I don't see any takers, so I'm going to wrap this up. That's going to do it for this week's Tigers edition of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show on May 25th, 2014 on Sunday. Tune in next Sunday as I recap the West Coast road trip against with the Athletics and Mariners. Then the Tigers return home to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll preview that and more on next week's Tigers edition of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. Remember, you can always call in live at 646-478-4837 as the show progresses. Again, that's 646-478-4837. You can also find me on Facebook personally as Taylor Phillips. Also on YouTube, Google, and Pinterest. Also, like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page, and join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group, to become a more educated and serious Detroit sports fan. And follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at DT2Phillips. DT, David Taylor, the number 2, Phillips. Because I'm David Taylor Phillips Jr., but I go by Taylor Phillips. Until then, I'm Taylor Phillips saying TTFN, ta-ta for now.